and welcome to Give Thanks, our virtual award ceremony for 2020. 2020 has had its fair share of challenges between COVID, wildfires, strife in our nation, and then also across the world. But during this time, I've continually been reminded of things for which I am grateful. I am grateful that Hamilton came to Disney+. So even though I lost my in-person seats, still able to watch. I'm grateful that the Lakers won the NBA championship and that the Dodgers finally got their World Series after several years. We might be learning that they do better when the fans are not in the stands. But on a more serious note, I'm also really grateful that we have incredible students and their desire and dedication to their learning has not faded, even in the midst of challenging circumstances. That we have the technological capabilities to be able to still connect together as a community. And also that we have a community that is so dedicated to the development of Christ-centered scholars and leaders. What a privilege to be a part of it. We would have absolutely loved to have had this award ceremony in person in spring, and unfortunately the pandemic did not allow us to do so and still doesn't allow us to do so. But we're very happy to be able to have this virtual award ceremony where we can recognize our community and give thanks to all of you. I'd now like to welcome President Ferguson to the stage.
Thank you so much, Megan. And it's a pleasure to see you all. Welcome to this virtual awards ceremony, and I'm just so happy to be able to add a very simple thanks. We're so grateful for the APU community and all that they've done through these challenging times. I can't help but think of the Apostle Paul and his letter to the Ephesians and many of his other letters, when he says when he thinks of the church, the people of Christ, he thanks them for their faith in the Lord and their love of the saints. And then he continues to say he gives constant thanks for them and praise for them unceasingly. And that's kind of how we feel tonight, being able to have a wonderful opportunity to say thank you. Thank you so much for all that you've done here at APU during these challenging times. And coming from the leadership team, we want to express that deep gratitude for your tenacity, your diligence, your adaptability, and your teamwork through very stressful times as we seek to continue to move APU forward. So today, we want to simply say thanks and honor some of our folks who've really distinguished themselves in a wonderful way. Congratulations to those award winners, and we look forward to celebrating this moment with each of you. You make us proud, and we're a better university for you. Now, there's one group of awards we're not giving today, and that's the Uncommon Citizen Award. As we discussed the concept this year, we felt there's just so many uncommon citizens during this challenging COVID season and coming back, return to campus challenges as well. So we would just like to invite you to nominate someone for the Uncommon Citizen because we're going to have multiple awards. We feel that there's too many uncommon citizens for just one award. So you'll notice the link on the screen. Please nominate those folks who've really stood out this year as uncommon citizens. We want to celebrate that in a very special way this year. So I simply want to add my hearty congratulations. Thank you so much for each of your wonderful work, and we really want to celebrate you today. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I would like to give a special thanks and a warm thanks to all of our staff at APU. Particularly, I'd like to thank those essential staff that remained on campus throughout the last few months. I know that there's been quite a bit that it took to transition working from here to working from home, and we recognize the creativity and the innovation that it took in order for us to execute student services in a virtual environment. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge our recent retirees and those with substantive years of service. Today, I'd like to also present, in honor of Vivian's memory, the Vivian Felix Award is given to one APU staff whose unwavering commitment to Christ is evident in his or her daily life and is honored for their Christ-like service. The staff member unknowingly distinguishes themselves as an inspiration to the APU community. I would now like to welcome Sarah Reese, Chair of the Staff Recognition and Development Committee of Staff Council.
Each year, certain staff members unintentionally distinguish themselves as an inspiration to the APU community. Their unwavering commitment to Christ is evident in their daily living, and our lives are made richer for knowing them. To honor the memory of Vivian Felix, an award is given annually to one such APU staff member for their exemplary Christ-like service. This year's Vivian Award recipient received several nominations from across the university, and I will share a few words from those nominations now. This year's recipient has gone above and beyond for our students, faculty, and staff, and the community. This person always takes a Christ-centered approach and is always looking for ways to improve student care and community wellness. In addition to their position on campus, this person leads medical missions trips to India and Mexico, mentors students, and has held multiple leadership positions within his church. This year's recipient can be described as selfless, cheerful, approachable, and displaying the fruits of the Spirit. This year's recipient has played a crucial role in safely equipping APU in the midst of this pandemic. Even before COVID-19, this year's recipient was always looking for ways to improve student care and community wellness. One person wrote, "He has done so much behind the scenes to ensure the safety and well-being of our community, though his humility would prevent him from ever taking credit for all he has done and is doing." Another person wrote that this recipient demonstrates Christ's love and sacrifice for others at every turn. On behalf of the Staff Council and the APU community, it is my honor to present the 2020 Vivian Felix Award to Dr. Todd Emerson. Congrats, Todd.
So I am here to present the Mary Hill Award. And normally we would reveal the recipient towards the end of the award. However, because we are in this virtual setting, I thought it would be great for her to come up and for me to have an opportunity to embarrass her a bit. So I wanted to introduce to you this year's recipient of Mary Hill Award, Dr. Elaine Richardson. So the Mary Hill Award recognizes an individual within the APU community who has made a significant influence in advancing women in leadership, and someone who exemplifies various characteristics Mary Hill embodied through her life. Characteristics such as strong commitment to her faith and lives out her walk for Christ, lifelong cultural learner and educator, values building up stable foundations to ensure lasting transformational effect, demonstrates a level of grit in her approach to life, has an undeniable enthusiasm for the Lord, transformation and movement of the Holy Spirit, and also puts a high value on spreading of stories of marvelous works through either writing and or speaking, has a heart for young women and tremendous love for all of God's people. So people have described Elaine this way. So she is a woman of strength, humility, wisdom, kindness, and just simply sassy and classy. She has empowered so many women, both within our APU community and also off campus through her church and her organization. She has the ability to make every person around her feel seen and valued. She takes time to listen to others and gives great advice. She challenges us to become our best selves and to never settle for anything less. She lives her life in such a way that inspires so many people. So during her time here at APU, she has served in so many different ways. She was an adjunct professor. She spoke in chapel. She mentored many students, faculty, and staff. She was a psychologist in our counseling center, and she was also a founding member of the President's Commission on Status of Women. And she was our inaugural director of our Office of Women's Development. Elaine also received her bachelor's in psychology and master's in psychology from the University of Laverne. She also received her Doctor of Psychology degree in clinical community psychology from University of Laverne. And she is a founder of Empowered Women Movement, where she provides leadership development for women so that they would not settle for status quo, but to go deeper, push harder, and live bolder. She's been married to Dr. Greg Richardson for 4 years, and she and her husband enjoyed spending time with their family, especially Elaine's mom, their 5 children, 22 grandchildren, and 8 grandbabies. So I am so honored and privileged to give this award to Dr. Elaine Richardson.
Hello, APU family. It's so wonderful to be with you. I'm so grateful to be talking with you today about these awards that we're going to be giving to faculty. But before I get into the awards, I just want to first say an overall thanks to our incredible faculty. You know, coming here to UTCC today, I passed by several classrooms that were empty. And so I wanted to reflect on some of my thoughts as I walked over here, that some things have changed. Things that have changed might be where we're teaching, the kind of ways we're engaging our students, but some things have not changed. And that is the ways that we teach, the faith integrative kind of processes that we engage in the classroom, the character formation that we're committed to as Christ scholars, the ways that we prepare our students for a career, for a vocation, to be leaders and servants in this world that need difference makers. So faculty, to each one of you, thank you. I am amazed by your flexibility, by your resilience, by the ways that you have gone above and beyond to advise our students, to meet and engage our students where they're at, to understand the stressors, the mental stressors that our students are experiencing. And despite all of the things that you personally are experiencing, you've gone above and beyond and have been Christ's servants to a world in need, specifically to our students that have been in need during this remote semester. So thank you for being some of our best and brightest. The ways that you have engaged our students is truly remarkable. I also want to sort of point out and highlight the incredible work that our faculty have done in the last couple of years. And with that, I want to commend and acknowledge the many faculty that obtain an extended contract. Over 30 faculty obtained a 5-year contract for the first time, or the renewal of a 5-year contract. I also understand that 9 faculty members promoted to a full professor position, and that's extremely exciting news. Also, we had 14 faculty that promoted to the position of associate professor. Incredible work, and I hope that you feel God's blessing on you for the work that you have done to get to that point. We also want to acknowledge our adjunct faculty, and there will be awards by school for each of our amazing adjunct faculty. Adjunct faculty members, we cannot accomplish the mission of APU without you. And finally, I want to give a very quick shout out to our 2 faculty emeritus, to Jacqueline Winston, who has taught for many years in the School of Theology, and Michael Kuzabek, who was in our College of the Arts. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the ways that you have continued to build on the foundation of excellence, of teaching, of service, of scholarship, and of commitment to Christ. So with that, I want to transition to our first faculty award. And the first faculty award is the Alice V. Watkins Imago Deo Ethos Award. Alice Watkins Imago Ethos Award is named for Alice Watkins, the former dean of the School of Education and Behavioral Sciences and it recognizes full-time faculty who play a substantial role in advancing diversity efforts here at APU. Candidates who are on extended contract may be selected on the basis of curriculum design or pedagogy that supports diverse learners, scholarly research in the area of diversity, mentoring holistically, and those that are unrepresentative students, faculty or staff, and the leadership and participation in diversity organizations that positively impact and encourage greater awareness of opportunity for inclusion. To give this award, I'd like to introduce our Interim Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Denise Edwards-Neff.
Greetings. I am pleased to present the Alice V. Watkins Imago Dei Ethos Award to Dr. Patricia Brown, English professor in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dr. Brown worked tirelessly during fall 2019 and spring 2020 to plan the Western Regional Conference on Christianity, which was to have been hosted by APU. She went to great lengths to invite diverse keynote speakers, including one Asian American and one African American. Dr. Brown remains active in diversity and inclusion efforts at APU, leading and serving in the Black Faculty and Staff Affinity Organization. Her leadership has positive impacts on campus and encourages greater awareness of opportunities for inclusion. Patty, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dean. I'm honored to receive this award. I'm truly grateful.
The next award that I want to announce is our Community Engagement Faculty Award. This award recognizes a full-time faculty member who has clearly integrated APU's 4 cornerstones: Christ, scholarship, community, and service, in ways which significantly contribute to the reciprocal partnership between APU and the public and private sectors. Candidates may be selected on the basis of community-engaged scholarship, community-based research, academic service learning, work that addresses issues of social justice, advancement of the university's engagement in the civic and democratic values of our society, and efforts which inspire greater involvement in community engagement and service to others. To introduce the awardee for this award, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Anita Henk, who is our Dean of the School of Education.
The recipient was nominated for the Community Engagement Faculty Award in the context of her work as coordinator of the APU's Summer Gifted and Talented Education Program in community partnership with the Azusa Unified School District. For a number of years, this faculty member has coordinated with AUSD to bring gifted elementary, middle, and high school students onto APU's campus each summer. The students take enrichment courses at the elementary and middle school level and 4-credit college coursework for high school students. Through participation in the APU Summer Gifted program, gifted Azusa Unified students are exposed to the APU college atmosphere, and the high school students gain college credit in writing, history, biology, or political science. Azusa Unified teachers have come on campus to teach enrichment courses to the elementary and middle school students, which has given APU liberal studies students interest in going into the teaching profession the opportunity to gain experience working with K-12 students as they observe and help in the summer school classrooms. Each year, the high school biology students have had the opportunity to learn through APU faculty and further experience an enriched learning environment by going on a day-long boat trip in the Long Beach Harbor, where they experience marine biology in action. The entire APU Summer Gifted program culminates with a last day celebration of the K-12 students' achievement in the program, where the K-12 students share their enrichment products, and faculty and administration from both APU and Azusa Unified, as well as the mayor of Azusa, speak to the positive impact the program has had. Although the program has had to decrease significantly in scope as a result of current economic circumstances, the faculty member has put her heart into meeting the needs of the local Azusa Unified Gifted and Talented Community. She advocates for gifted students who have often never visited, let alone taken classes on a college campus. And she works to be a difference maker in the lives of the Azusa K-12 student population. We are proud to present the Community Engagement Faculty Award to Dr. Jessica Canaday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's now my distinct pleasure to share with you this year's University Leadership Awardee. Let me just describe about this award. This recipient shall be a full-time faculty member on an extended contract who has served the university by advancing the vision of his academic unit or the university at large. Candidates may be selected on the basis of their effective leadership, effective service on councils or committees, or other contributions to the APU community. I'd like to introduce Dr. Joshua Morris as this year's awardee. Dr. Joshua Morris, or Josh as he's commonly known, has served at APU since January 2020 as the faculty moderator during tremendous, difficult times because of our COVID-19 pandemic. He has led the Faculty Senate and represented faculty with the Council of Deans, the Academic Cabinet, and with the President's Cabinet. He has served both on the Return to Campus Task Force and the Academic Return to Campus Task Force. In addition, Dr. Morris has a long history of leadership and commitment to this university through the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the Department of Biology and Chemistry, and has served in multiple leadership capacities. He has served as faculty moderator-elect. He has been a member of the Provost Search Committee. He has given tireless hours of work to the Faculty Evaluation Council. He's also been the Biology and Chemistry Assistant Chair and the Biology and Chemistry Search Committee Chair. He's also very passionate about termites, which is one of the reasons why I like him. So it's my distinct pleasure to again announce and really congratulate the incredible work of Dr. Josh Morris, who is this year's University Leadership Awardee. Congratulations. The next faculty award is the Undergraduate Scholarly Achievement Award. This award for scholarly achievement is given to a faculty member on an extended contract who has a primary assignment teaching undergraduate courses and who values and promotes scholarship through discovery, integration, application, and who actively supports dissemination of that work through presentations and publications. The individual selected is one who recognizes the linkages between active scholarship, teaching, student learning, and service. I'm pleased to introduce the Dean of the School of Behavioral and Applied Sciences, Dr. Robert Welsh, to introduce the awardee for this award.
Today I have the privilege of presenting this award for undergraduate scholarly achievement. This award is given to a faculty member who demonstrates excellence in undergraduate research. I have the pleasure of telling you a little more about this year's award recipient, Dr. Alex Yu, Professor of Psychology in the School of Behavioral and Applied Sciences. Dr. Yu has a deep and abiding commitment to excellence in scholarship and identifies his pursuit of research as his Christian act of service. His research program is expansive and innovative. He regularly challenges prevailing norms in quantitative research and introduces new approaches to data analysis, data management, and the philosophy of science. Dr. Yu is the paradigm case of a consumer, producer, and distributor of new knowledge. He is a prolific researcher, data analyst, and author. He has over 100 peer-reviewed publications, many of which have undergraduate students as co-authors. He has even more conference presentations, serves as peer reviewer on 27 journals, and is the recipient of 15 awards related to his research efforts. Dr. Yu's creative thinking about research and data analysis is an inspiration to his students, peers, and supervisors. I'd like to commend Dr. Yu on doing the most with the remarkable gifts that God has given him. Congratulations.
The next award is the Rose Liegler Graduate Scholarly Achievement Award. This award for scholarly achievement is given to a faculty member on an extended contract who has a primary assignment teaching graduate courses and who values and promotes scholarship through discovery, integration, application, and who actively supports dissemination of that work through presentations and publications. The individual selected is one who recognizes the linkages between active scholarship, teaching, student learning, and service. I'm pleased to introduce the Dean of the School of Theology and APU Seminary, Dr. Bobby Duke, to introduce the awardee for this award.
This year's recipient of the Rose Liegler Graduate Scholarly Achievement Award is a faculty member of Azusa Pacific Seminary in the School of Theology. This recipient models John Wesley's ideal of a well-trained minister who is both academic with a heart for others. The recipient has authored or edited 7 works, written dozens of peer-reviewed articles, and presented for both scholarly and non-professional audiences. From 2009 to 2019, the recipient also chaired the Women's Studies section of the Wesleyan Theological Society. Our recipient shows care for faculty as a department chair, goes the extra mile for students, and loves her church community. John Wesley once wrote in a letter, quote, "But beware, you be not swallowed up in books. An ounce of love is worth a pound of knowledge," unquote. It is my pleasure to present this year's Rose Liegler Graduate Scholarly Achievement Award to Dr. Karen Winslow, someone who has produced a significant amount of knowledge while showing an equal amount of love. Congratulations, Dr. Winslow.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored.
And well deserved.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to talk about our Teaching Excellence Award. This recipient shall be a full-time faculty member on an extended contract who has demonstrated excellence in the classroom and who has made a positive impact on student learning in her or his academic unit. Candidates may be selected on the basis of their idea scores, innovative teaching strategies, unique course design, and/or effective mentoring of other faculty at the university. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Stephen Johnson, Dean of the College of Arts, to introduce our awardee.
The APU Teaching Excellence Award. Now a little bit about this year's recipient. This professor is an inspiring faculty member. Working both as a teacher and a practitioner in the music industry, he is practicing his craft at the very highest of levels. In the professional world, his credits are impressive. From his work in sound design, composing, and orchestrating, he is increasingly called upon to work for clients such as the Walt Disney Company, Elton John, and the Hollywood Bowl. He is often tapped to write commissioned works for music events globally, including recent events and works in China and England. Yet that is not the complete story. What makes this professor unique is his ability to bring this professional perspective to enliven his classroom. The breadth of this professor's expertise, coupled with his demonstrated influence on APU students, bears great fruit in the lives of our students after they graduate. Our students learn important concepts related to music, the use of technology, and bringing essential artistry and intrinsic beauty of music. There's also a pragmatic dimension to this professor's teaching, which progressively moves the student to understand and experience how they can design a professional career in the highly competitive music industry field. He holds his students to high artistic standards and mentors them each step of the way. His teaching intersects almost every music student in the College of the Arts, and they frequently state that his work prepares them to succeed as a professional in the music industry. These skills, combined with being a person of extraordinary generosity, a tireless work ethic, authentic modesty, and the infectious sense of curiosity, all of these virtues combine to make him a worthy recipient for this year's Teaching Excellence Award. This year's recipient is Professor Michael Lee. Congratulations, Professor Lee.
Finally, I'd love to talk about the Chase A. Sawtelle Inspirational Faculty Award. This recipient shall be a full-time faculty member on an extended contract and shall model significant faculty involvement in the lives of our students. They are people with a strong Christian influence in the life of students, peers, alumni, administrative staff, and shall be seen as living a life of service to others, affirming the worth and dignity of each person as a unique creation of God. Again, I'd like to introduce Dr. Stephen Johnson, the Dean of the College of Arts, to introduce our awardee.
Hello, I'm Stephen Johnson, and I'm delighted to be able to present the recipient for this year's Chase A. Sawtelle Inspirational Faculty Award. Here's a little bit about our recipient. This year's recipient is a strong advocate for our faculty and our students. Making positive administrative changes, he has been a tireless advocate for the School of Music for over 42 years. He has served on the Faculty Senate and has been an innovative contributor as a shaping agent for creative and entrepreneurial curricular development. It was because of his foresight 25 years ago that APU became one of the first universities to have a music technology integrated across the theoretical and foundational core courses of the school. That integration was admired and emulated for years by universities across the country and is now considered a national standard practice. He also saw the need for a new kind of program that taught practical musical skills, the kind that are in demand in the Los Angeles music industry, yet weren't being taught anywhere else. Out of that motivation, he created what would later be called the Commercial Music Program, where students learn directly from working professionals in the industry and graduate ready to step into that industry, able to forge meaningful careers. He cares deeply about students, advocates for them fervently, expects great things out of them, and patiently brings them to a point where they start to believe it of themselves. It is through his leadership that students were able to balance the GE units for our degrees so they could complete their course of study within 4 years. Our recipient models significant faculty involvement in the lives of students, has a strong, articulate, and compassionate Christian influence in the lives of students, faculty, alumni, and administrative staff, and brings a deep spirit of service, humility, and grace to all he encounters. This year's recipient of the Chase A. Sawtelle Inspirational Faculty Award is Dr. Phil Shackleton.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful. I am very honored and a little bit blown away. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Phil.
I would just like to one more time offer my congratulations to all of our award winners and also give heartfelt thanks to every member of our community for your dedication to Christ, to our institution, and to our students. It's deeply appreciated. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving.